Welcome to my channel, Freckled Mom DIY. I'm Devin. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, hey! Today I'm sharing some vintage Christmas DIYs to add to a tier tray or as a centerpiece or an arrangement. This is a challenge for a mini Christmas in July. I'll explain that in a little bit, but let's jump right into these DIYs. This first DIY is some vintage tags. Now I had printed these tags out originally from the internet, and I have these tags I had picked up a 20 pack at Dollar General. This is super simple, super quick, and super easy. I'm just taking some Mod Podge, I'm doing a generous coat, and then I'm using my cut out paper that I printed out from my printer, and I lay it down, and then I do another coat of Mod Podge. And that's it, guys. I'm going to keep doing that. I printed out 6 different tags, and I just Googled vintage tags, found ones I liked, and then I printed them out and I cut them down to the size that I wanted that would fit on this tag. Now these tags are super cute for decoration. They're also cute to actually give as tags for your gifts. So again, I did 6 of these. You're going to see them throughout this video, but I am in love with these. I think they are so sweet. This is a challenge for Christmas minis hosted by my friend Corie from CraftedbyCorie. If you haven't seen her channel, make sure you check her out and follow along the playlist down in my description to see what everyone else is crafting up. What's the point of tags if you don't have presents to go with it? Now here is some Dollar Tree soap I was going to give as an actual present, which I still will, and I'm just wrapping these up for decoration right now. These will be really cute gift basket additions. So right now I'm just going to use it for decoration, and I have this paper I have gotten in a package that was mailed to me. I'm just taping it up. This is how I wrap my presents. Let me know down in the comments how you do your ends. I think this is definitely a controversy how ends are done. And this one I did the same type of folding, but I did burlap instead. And so you do want to be careful. I use hot glue instead of tape just so it would be more secure. So you do want to be careful that you don't get the hot glue through the burlap because it is hot. And I'm doing both ends here. Again, this is just hot glue just to hold these ends in. This is just for decoration. So if you were going to use this for an actual gift, you definitely want to be secure in your ends. So I have some twine here and I'm wrapping it on the bottom first. I crisscross it and then I bring it up to the front. And then I'm going to hot glue it just so it stays still. Now you could tape it if you were on paper, but I'm on the burlap. So I definitely wanted it to stay still because this is, again, decoration. I put on one of my little tags and I'm just going to tie a knot. And I do an actual knot just so it doesn't move on me. And then I cut off the ends. And I'm done with that one. So now we have our paper. I do the same thing. I start on the bottom and I crisscross it on the bottom and I bring it up around the top. I crisscross it again, and then I'm gonna do a little dab of hot glue just to hold it in place. And then once I cut off my ends, I can add my little tag and tie a knot. So this is decoration for this challenge and for my home. But this is something you could do for actual real gifts. And I think this is super sweet. I love the vintage feel. This is a round container, so I wanted to show you it works the same way. You just crisscross it on the bottom, hot glue it, crisscross it on the top, and hot glue it. And I think these are super sweet. I love doing this on my Christmas presents. It adds just a little extra something. And I think it makes people feel special that you took the time to give them such a cute gift. This was a little plain, so I just got my stamps that I had got from Michael's and the stamp pad from Michael's, and I just stamped on it to Dad. Again, these are not presents. They're just decorations for the challenge. I think these are super, super sweet. I had picked a pink and a cranberry and like a creamy color to go for my Christmas colors this year. So I hope I can stay with it. And this garland is so adorable. This is my first time doing a garland, so it came out okay, but I think I will do a few things different next time. So I just have my wooden beads and I'm putting in different colors. This is my spiced berry. I love this color. This is from a plaid. And then I have my Waverly chalk paint, and all I'm doing is I have the balls in a baggie. I'm putting a little bit of the paint in. That was my ballet slipper, another Waverly paint, and then I'm just rolling them around and I let them dry. And when I was ready, I have that same twine and I just wrapped it around my hand a bunch of times, cut off the ends. I did loop one around so I could have it for the garland, and you can see that right here. And then I cut the ends for the tassel, and now I'm just going to thread up the wooden beads, and that is it. And this is where you could just decide if you wanted to go with a pattern. I did do alternating colors because I have that spice berry and my ballet slipper and then my plaster. And then at the end, I just add another one of those tags, and here I slowed it down so you can see I put the twine through the back. And I made like that little loop right there just to hold it in case I wanted to hang it on something. And then I have my hot glue, and I'm just gonna jazz it up a little bit with the extra twine. So I wrapped it on the front. I'm gonna secure it on the back, and I'm gonna bring it back to the front and secure it again with the hot glue. And then I'm gonna take the end of this twine and I'm gonna put it back through the hole. And this brings it right to the back of the tag now, so I can just cut it off and I can glue the remaining twine. That way you don't see any scragglers hanging around. And then I just take a little bit of hot glue and I just hot glue it right to the back of that tag. And I am so in love with this. I think this is so sweet. I am so happy that I finally did a beaded garland. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Here is another super simple project. I did a little ombre effect here, and I started with my spice berry. These are the wood signs you can get in different words from the Dollar Tree. So I did the spice berry first. I'm gonna do 3 layers. You're gonna see that. My next layer is gonna be ballet slipper. So all my colors that I chose for Christmas this year, and I'm just gonna go up from the bottom and work my way up. And here's the ballet slipper, and I totally love this. If you're new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. We do a lot of Dollar Tree crafts, DIY, gifts and decor, thrift flipping, and more. If you like these kind of videos, please consider subscribing. To all my returning friends and subscribers, thank you. Don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. You can also find me on Instagram as Freckled Mom. So here I'm going in now with my 3rd color, and I have this in the Waverly Plaster. I try to keep all the colors through all the projects, that way there was a theme, and I just think this is super sweet and super adorable and obviously very quick and easy, and just a little something to add in addition to your centerpiece or your decorations if you were to put it in your dining room or wherever you're putting your decorations. And you definitely want to have a little brush because there are a lot of nook and crannies in here. Let me know down in the comments if you love to decorate for Christmas. I think this came out so sweet, and I love my little fairy lights around it. I think this adds just such a cute little addition, and it's just so sweet with these colors. I am in love with these colors for Christmas this year. And this is adorable. This is just a little letter to sail to Santa. So you guys know I love my coastal. I had printed this off my printer, just on regular printer paper. I cut it down to size to fit, and I wanted to rip the side. So I have a little bit of water here, and I was gonna wet it by spraying it. It didn't work, so I'm just laying it in the water, and I'm not soaking it, just getting it a little wet, and then I'm tearing off the edges. That way it has like a washed up kind of effect to it. So I do one side at a time to make sure I'm not ripping any letters, and I am thankful that I have my little nails here, so just take your time with this. And again, I did all 4 sides, but just a little rip. I think this came out super cute, and again, just regular printer paper. And then before I did that, I started with these little decals, and everything's from the dollar store. So these are the rub-on decals, and those are the little white buckets you can get from the wedding decorations at the Dollar Tree. And I just rubbed them on, peeled off the little plastic backing. I have this other one here I'm putting on the other side. I thought this would look really nice with my vintage theme. And now that that's ready, I can go ahead and do Mod Podge. So I can lay down my Sail to Santa, and you'll see where I'm going with this. And I just rub it down and get all the air bubbles out and get a nice adherence. And then I do another layer of Mod Podge, and I do a heavy dose of it. And I also do a little bit over the rub-ons from the dollar store. Now these are also from the dollar store. These are very mini and very little, and I just have this paper that is super cute. It matches all my theme today, and I'm just rolling it up and I'm putting the cork on it, and that's it, guys. This is our little letter to Santa, and I'm just filling these up. I think these are so adorable, and again, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this because my fingers do not like little mini things. But I was so happy I could do this because this is adorable. This is probably the cutest thing I've ever done. If you remember my little honey jars, this is right up there with those. These are so cute. And then I have a little bit of that leftover paper that I wrapped the presents in, and I just added it right to that little bucket, and I filled it up, and we're ready to set sail to Santa so Santa can get his letters from all the kids on the beaches.
Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh.
Just in case you wanted a bigger version for your list to go to Santa, here it is. This is so cute. I just popped the back off of this. Again, this is from the Dollar Tree, and that paper just came right off. So there was no glue, and I went through my paper to find something that matched with my theme, and I found this. It was so perfect, and I knew this was gonna look so sweet, but I had to find a backing. So I just went through my paper, and then I found this one. It is so sweet. And I took the back here and I just measured it out so I could get the correct measurements. And then I cut everything out, and I'm going to just do a little bit of hot glue, not a lot. You could Mod Podge this, but I already had the hot glue out, so I just put a little bit in each corner and a little bit on the sides, and I laid this out, and I made sure it was nice and straight. And then I did the same thing, a little bit of hot glue on my little list. And again, this is so cute. I am in love with these colors. Definitely not traditional for Christmas, but I love it. This is just a little bit of acetone to wipe off of that glass, and it came off nice and easy. And then I'm using the same colors. I have my ballet slipper. I don't do a full coat. I just kind of just throw it on there. And there was no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to still see a little bit of that sparkle, just to kind of give it that, you know, that Christmas flair with a little bit of sparkle. And then I went around onto the paper and I just kind of distressed it with the pink, and I wasn't sure, but it came out adorable, so I'm glad I did it. And then I do the same thing with my plaster. I just distress it a little bit on the paper and a little bit on the corners of my frame. And this was super simple. I had these Scrabble pieces that I get off of Amazon, and I just spelled out Xmas because it was a lot shorter than Christmas. And I started in the middle first with my M and my A, and I just covered up the paper that said top 5. I'm not sure what it said, but I covered it up anyways, so it would be for Christmas. And you do want to make sure, because of Scrabble letters, that any letters like the X or the S, that you're putting them the right side up, because yeah, that happens. And then I just put some hot glue on the inside here, and I'm gonna lay this back inside, and it looks like a square, but it definitely fits only one way. And how adorable is this? Oh my goodness, I am in love with all of these. Please let me know which one was your favorite.
All the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends.
I hope you enjoyed these Christmas DIYs. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Also, let me know what your favorite DIY was. When you hit the bell, you'll be notified every time I post a new video. You can also find me on Instagram as Freckled Mom. Another way to support my channel is 𝙸𝚘𝚎𝚜𝚜𝚅.com. If you like cleaning, cooking, and decorating, please check out my Freckled Mom at Home channel. I have all these links down in my description. Don't forget, this was a challenge thanks to my friend Corie from CraftedbyCorie. So make sure to check out her channel and the playlist. I'd love to have you over tomorrow for coffee. How's 11? See you soon.